We were such noobs back then.
Welcome back to TesLUCKY, the YouTube channel where you can follow the adventures of Lucky the Tesla. We are very excited that we just got back from our 2021 summer road trip. We were out on the road driving up and down the East Coast for 3.5 weeks. We had a lot of fun, didn't we, Carly? It was awesome. One of the best adventures in a Tesla, in my opinion, is the road trip experience. And what we're going to share today in this video are 7 ways that the road trip experience has improved for us in the last 2 years, or just like things that we know now that we didn't know then. Okay. So, the summer road trip that we just took, we drove 3,921 miles. Before we get started, I would like to give a shout out to our 40 new subscribers from the road trip. We wrote with that, what do you call the thing that...
like car marker? I don't know.
It's like a white car marker, like chalk marker, whatever. You know, we wrote on the side of Lucky, subscribe and say hi. And on the back of Lucky, we wrote Tesla road trip, fun, easy, no gas, to try to draw some attention to our channel as we were driving around. And we had 40 new subscribers since the day we left. So hello, thank you for saying hi. We hope you are here to watch our videos.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here. Okay, so back in 2019, when we took our first road trip in the Tesla, we were rookies. We were newbies. We learned things. We made mistakes.
Yeah.
We made some big mistakes. We're going to talk about those mistakes.
I think the biggest mistake for Mom is getting kicked out of Autopilot over and over and over again.
That is so true. It took me a while to get used to driving an Autopilot. So now, 2021, I feel like we are pretty much Tesla road trip pros at this point.
I'm not sure about pros, but amateurs would be the best word.
Well, if not pro, semi-pro. We've been 53,000 miles in Lucky since we bought her. And we have driven coast to coast. We drove Lucky to Nevada. We drove her to California. And we've been up and down the East Coast twice. So these are the 7 things that we want to share about our recent road trip experience that are new, better, different learnings from 2 years ago. Okay, ready, Carly?
Ready.
You don't know what's on the list, do you?
I know one thing.
One thing? Okay. Number 1, basically no planning. And what I mean by that was when the Tesla was new to us, I did like a crazy amount of planning. I made these books and I did all this research and I printed everything out and I took it to FedEx office. I'm going to show you the books here. Yeah, lots of planning. And, you know, I was mapping out everything, printing maps. I made these sheets of paper where I logged my departure time, my arrival time, number of charging spots.
2 days for birthdays. 2 days.
I was like doing all this research about all the amenities that were at each supercharger. And I want to tell you, I as much as I love planning,
I know, she's
clearly,
a planneraholic.
You don't need to do this. I did not do this for our 2021 road trip.
The planning we did was like, 40 minutes away. Let's look up what's at the charger stop. I think I was like, Waffle House, let's get that for breakfast. Like, that's the only planning we did.
And like, you know, in the middle of day 1 of driving, my mom actually like asked me a question about how we were being routed for day 2 of driving. And I was like, I don't know. Like, we're going to wake up at the hotel. We're going to put in your address. Lucky knows where the traffic is. She knows where the construction is. And Lucky's just going to get us there in the quickest way possible.
I bet she asked because of Atlanta.
She definitely asked us because she wanted to know if we were going through Atlanta or around Atlanta. And interestingly enough, when we first got in the car, Lucky said that we were going through Atlanta. And then as we got down the road, she rerouted us to go around Atlanta because of the traffic. So the only planning I did for the 3.5 week road trip was I picked a hotel. We had 1,000 miles to drive from to get to our first visit. And so I picked a hotel that was like 600 miles away from home that had a destination charger. It was a Holiday Inn Express in Tifton, Georgia. Would highly recommend that as a charging stop.
It had a nice pool.
It had a nice pool. Had a two chargers or 4 chargers. I can't remember now.
I don't remember either.
But I actually posted on Instagram a picture and a shout out to that hotel, and they commented and said that they were glad that we were refreshed and recharged from our stay. It was kind of nice. So basically a lot less planning. Just all you got to do is just tell the car where you're going to be going that day. And as long as you know what hotel you're going to or what address you're going to, you don't really need to worry about the rest of it. So that was thing number 1. Number 2 is that it's okay to charge in the rain. Do you remember when Lucky was new and we didn't know all of these questions that seem kind of basic to us now? Because during our first road trip, when we were driving into New Jersey, it was pouring down rain. And we had to stop at these Superchargers, and I was like, Carly, can we charge in the rain?
Are we gonna die?
Are we gonna die? Well, it's raining here in Newark, Delaware. Here's the Superchargers in the rain. It's a good thing I called Tesla to confirm that it's okay. Yes, you slept a lot, Carly. That it's okay to charge in the rain. But, however, it's not okay to have to run to the plaza in the rain when you have to go to the bathroom and get a Starbucks. So we have a little dilemma here. But one way or another, we're going to charge this vehicle in the rain. Here goes. And we charged in the rain, and it's no problem. And now I don't even think about these things.
I don't even remember that. I don't even remember that.
Maybe you were asleep. Thing number 3 is now we know, and this was one of the biggest mistakes we made in that first road trip. When you go to the Superchargers and you plug into the Supercharger, make sure you're getting a fast charge before you walk away from the vehicle or before you go to sleep and take a Supercharger nap time. I don't know if you remember this.
I remember that. I remember 2019. I remember.
From 2 years ago, we were in Macon, Georgia, and it was actually raining at that. It was lightly raining at that Supercharger, and I plug in to the charger. And I get in the car and I just immediately recline my seat and get my pillow out and I take a nap. And we thought that was going to be one of our longer charging stops, like 45 minutes.
And then, so basically, Mom is like napping, and then we wake up and the car is barely charged.
Right. So we go to sleep. It says 45 minutes left to charge, and I think I like woke up and it either said like 45 minutes still or 35 minutes.
I think it was like an hour.
You're right, Carly. It may have said like it was like an hour. And I was so confused, and then we sat there for like the longest time, and it slowed us down that day. And I called Tesla to report that I had this, supercharging experience where it was really, really slow at Macon, Georgia. And they were like, okay, we already know about this. And they basically said, if you get on a slow charger, you move to another open charger to see if it's faster. And I never even thought about that because we'd only had the Tesla for like 2 months and we were new to the Superchargers. And so make sure you're getting a good fast charge before you walk away or before you go to sleep. We will never make that mistake again. That was thing
Also,
3. Yeah,
can I
Carly.
say a difference that
Sure.
I'm not sure.
Add one. Go ahead. Tell me one.
Okay. Basically, in 2019, we had our cat.
Yes.
2021, we did not have our cat. So
That's true.
basically more storage because Mandy, our cat, took up all like that third row. Back
Yeah,
there.
we
She took
have
up
a
that
really,
all.
really great cat crate. There's a whole video on Mandy's
Yeah.
cat crate for anyone who's looking to transport an animal.
Mom will put it at the end of
I'll put a link to that one at the end of the video. Anyone that has a Model X looking to transport a cat or a dog or a rabbit or
a rabbit
snake
or a turtle
or turtle,
hamster.
really, really great pet crate that fits in the back, but it does take up a lot of cargo space.
Yeah.
So we had more storage space for more crap that we took with us on the trip. In fact, I just posted a short on our channel. You can look for that one as well, showing how much stuff we had in Lucky on our road trip. Really utilizing the 88 cubic square feet of storage space in Lucky. So that was definitely a difference as well. Okay.
Yeah.
So thing number 4 is that we had no idea in 2019 that the seats recline back as far as they do in Lucky. Oh my gosh, like they recline all the way back. It looks like, check this out here. I mean, it looks like, you know, Carly's like at the dentist there, and makes it really comfortable for sleeping, doesn't it, Carly?
Yeah.
You had a lot of sleeping on the road trip. Carly, I really liked having you in the front
Yeah.
seat because, you know, 2 years ago you were in the back seat and you find it more comfortable.
Oh
up
yeah,
here?
totally. It's a lot more comfortable in the front. Like my back after a while hurts back there.
I like having you shotgun Carly in the car. That's a nice improvement from 2 years ago. Okay, thing 5. I am way better. Carly's already referenced this.
I have.
Way better at driving in Autopilot than I was 2 years ago. It just takes some time and some experience to get used to the signals that the car needs to make sure that its driver is still engaged and paying attention to the road. But on our first road trip, I was getting kicked out of Autopilot all the time. I would have to pull
It was
over.
so annoying.
It was annoying, and I'd have to pull over at like a rest stop, put the car in park, and then start a new drive so that I would have the privilege of getting Autopilot again, because once you get kicked out, you lose Autopilot for the rest of that drive, you know, if you miss the signal, which used to happen to me all the time. This time on our road trip, almost 4,000 miles, actually 3,921 miles, I didn't get kicked out of Autopilot even one time.
Yeah.
I was so proud of that. And also, Autopilot just makes the road trip experience so much more pleasurable, just easier on the driver. I would show up somewhere after having driven for like 10 or 12 hours and people were like, oh, you must be exhausted. And I'm like, I'm not really tired. Lucky did the driving. I just sort of
I would
sat
probably
there.
be the tired one.
You were more tired than me after each time that we arrived. Okay, so number 6 is that if you tap on the charging station in the MCU, there's incredible details about the amenities, the food.
Oh yeah.
But also it shows you now the wait time. I think this is a relatively new thing. But as I was driving, you know, I had my end of the day destination plugged in to the navigation in the MCU too. And I would tap on the supercharger that we were headed to and kind of leave it open on the screen, and then I could monitor that there was 4 people charging or 2 people charging, or a couple of times I could see that the supercharger was full, that there was a short wait or a long wait, and that, you know, sometimes you have the flexibility where you could just skip that supercharger and go on to the next one depending on how close they are. And I just, when I'm driving Lucky, I just love to monitor all the data. And so this discovery about watching the supercharger that we're heading to I really like that, Carly.
Yeah.
Really like that. Okay. So the last thing we wanted to share about are the differences between 2021 and 2019 road trip is that we have the new MCU2 this time. And what a difference it made in our road trip experience. What did you think about having the MCU2, Carly?
We play X over and over and over
We
again.
played the Jonas Brothers video off of YouTube X over and over again. We watched the Tour de France one time because we knew that our the dad was watching it, so we tuned in and watched it.
And then Lula, we lost Balero. He had his wheel, same things happened to me, lost the spokes of his wheel.
But it was really, really fun for us to have the games and YouTube and Hulu for the road trip experience. So we're very, very excited about the MCU2 and what a difference, what a nice enhancement it made to our road trip here. You know, Carly, I just have to wonder how much better the road trip experience is going to be 2 years from now, because we may get new software updates, may get more games. We'll just get smarter about the vehicle.
I have a question. Can
What's
you
that?
like send Tesla software updates ideas?
Yes, to feedback at
I'm gonna do
tesla.com.
that.
What is your suggestion, Carly?
Because I use Google Calendar and Mom used the normal one. And the normal one pops up here. That would be cool if the Google one did as well.
Okay, I'm sure we can give that suggestion along with Connect 4 for cousin Josie.
Yeah.
Hi, Josie. Hi, Rex. All right, thank you so much for watching. We are going to queue up here at the end the pet crate video for the Model X for anybody that's interested in that, and our road trip video of our trip, this trip in fact, Big Pine Key West
I see it.
to
Can I see it?
Las Vegas.
Let's look at this planning book. Oh, you spilled like
I
your
spilled
drink.
wine on the planning
That doesn't
book.
look like wine. That
Well,
looks like your
it
coffee.
was purple, but we don't need to look at that now, Carly.
Oh, okay then. Here, this was the plan.
We're gonna queue up this video for you to watch. It was
Yeah.
amazing. We had so much fun on that road trip, didn't we? Yeah, look. Spilled wine on my Tesla book. Silly mommy.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun though.
Alrighty. Thanks again for watching TesLUCKY. We'll see you in our next video. Bye.
Bye.